Hello everybody and welcome back to the JRPG Report. My name is Dalton Suter and this is episode 235. And I apologize about the wait between episodes. There was a hurricane and then I just haven't been feeling all that great this past week. So I do apologize for the delay. And honestly, there wasn't a ton of news that has come out, but we're going to go through it today and chat about it. And it should be a good time. So let's roll right into it, shall we? With people residing in Japan can now order the new figure of Persona 5 Royals Yusuke Fox Kitagawa. Mega House has opened pre-orders for the character's Lucria figure in Japan on the premium Bandai store. The figure will be available at 22,000 yen, or roughly $150. And while Yusuke's first appeared in the original release of Persona 5 in 2016, this figure's pose takes inspiration from his Showtime combination attack with Anne Panther Takamaki, which Atlus added in the 2019 enhanced title Persona 5 Royal. The figure will have an overall height of about 7.4 inches, roughly 180 millimeters, and the package will also include an alternate headpiece that allows the owner to choose whether to attach the fox mask to Yusuke's face or not. Mega House initially revealed the plan to produce the Lucria figure of Yusuke at Mega Hobby Plus 2022 Winter in late January 2022. The company also announced plans to make figures of Haru, Noir, Okumura, and Morgana Mona in the same lineup. However, the latter two are still shrouded with silhouettes. It instead focused on Yusuke's figure and revealed an unpainted prototype in June 2022. Persona 5 Royal originally launched on the PlayStation 4 in 2019 in Japan, and in 2020 in the West. Atlus will release ports of the enhanced game for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC simultaneously worldwide on October 21st, 2022. And Mega House will release the Lucria figure of Persona 5 Royals Yusuke Fox Kitagawa in May 2023. Moving right along, Ultra Kaiju Monster will launch for Switch on October 20th in the West, publisher Bandai Namco and developer Koei Tecmo have announced. In Japan and Asia, the game will be available on the same date, both physically and digitally. Here's a quick overview in case you haven't heard me talk about this game yet. In Ultra Kaiju Monster Rancher, players take on the role of an up-and-coming rancher to breed, befriend, and train Ultra Kaiju for competition. The game features more than 200 kinds of kaiju, including combination variations to collect. Kaiju can be generated using keywords or NFC-enabled devices. Players can also combine or synthesize monsters to create all-new-looking kaiju. In addition to unique movements from Ultra Kaiju not typically seen in past works, Ultra Kaiju Monster Rancher sets the stage for epic clashes of monstrous proportions reminiscent of classic Ultraman bouts. But looks like the Kaiju regeneration function for search for music will not be implemented in the North and South American versions. Boo! Boo! Up next, Bandai Namco has uploaded a new trailer featuring the Alabasta arc as it will appear in One Piece Odyssey. With the World of Memories, One Piece Odyssey will allow players to re-experience key moments and scenes from the show. However, it will still have an original story. The trailer mostly focuses on how the story will play out in the memory version of Alabasta. Not only are the characters older and stronger than they originally were in Alabasta, but Robin is also indubitably on the Allies' side. Vivi, Smoker, and Bon Curé also make brief cameos in the trailer and will likely play a major part in the Alabasta chapter. While the situation in Alabasta is the same as it was during the titular arc in the show, the story in One Piece Odyssey will play out differently. One Piece Odyssey is an RPG project that Bandai Namco developed for the 25th anniversary of the series. Eiichiro Oda has helped to design new characters and monsters as well as writing of the main plot. It will have turn-based combat. Each Straw Hat pirate will be able to use their unique ability to help explore the map. And One Piece Odyssey will come out for PS4, PS5, and Xbox Series X on January 12th, 2023, and the PC version will come out January 13th. Publisher Xseed Games has announced the Day 1 edition for Trinity Trigger, which will be available at participating retailers in North America at launch. The Trinity Trigger will be available digitally for $49.99 for PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, and Switch, and physically via the Day 1 edition for all three platforms for $59.99. The Day 1 edition includes a 5.25 by 7.25 inch softcover art book containing over 100 pages of game artwork from artists Yuki Nobuteru and Raita Kazama, and a 2-disc soundtrack featuring the game's score by composer Hiroki Kikuta, and all packaged in the same game are all packaged with the game in a custom box. So keep your eyes out for that when that decides to come out, which I believe will be sometime in the spring of 2023. So Pandasaurus Games have announced that it will release a card game based on Persona 5 Royal. The title of the card game will be the same as the actual one. Persona 5 Royal will come out on October 21st, 2023. So far, the only thing we know about the gameplay is that it will be a cooperative card-based strategy game and that you will be able to play as the Phantom Thieves. Emerson Matsuchi is the designer of Persona 5 Royal from Pandasaurus. He previously worked on Century, Eastern Wonders, and Foundations of Rome board games. As for Pandasaurus Games, it specializes in card and board games such as Dinosaur Island and That Time You Killed Me. Persona 5 Royal is the first video game that Pandasaurus is collaborating with. As the card game specifically uses Royal, it is likely that new characters such as Yoshizawa and Maruki will appear in some capacity. It may also use new elements of the gameplay such as showtimes. Pandasaurus Games have stated that it will have palaces in the Velvet Room, although it is unclear how they will work in the card game format. Though Persona 5 Royal originally came out in 2019, it still appears in collaborations with other games. For example, Nier Reincarnation and Alchemy Stars both had Persona 5 characters appear just earlier this year. Persona 5 Royal the card game will release October 21st, 2023. Bandai Namco has confirmed also that the launch date for Dragon Ball Z Kakarot and on the PS5 and Xbox Series X consoles. Oh, that's worded weird, but yeah, that's out now. The publisher also promised that players who own the original PS4 and Xbox One releases will be given a free upgrade to the new generation console editions. The PS5 and Xbox Series XS editions of Dragon Ball Z Kakarot will have upgraded graphics, performance, and loading times, and the Card Warriors minigame will also be available offline for solo play. The upgraded versions launch on January 13th, 2023. The PS5 and Xbox Series X and S standard editions of Dragon Ball Z Kakarot are available for pre-order now on the Bandai Namco store. The digital versions will become available at launch. Players who plan to get the new generation editions at launch and beyond can also avail of a pair of pricier bundles that include extra content. The digital deluxe edition includes the base game, a deluxe cooking item, and the first season pass. Season Pass 1 includes a new Power Awakens story arc and Trunks the Warrior of Hope. The Legendary Digital Edition includes a deluxe cooking item, a legendary cooking item, and both season passes. The second season pass includes the game's latest DLC story arc, Bardock Alone Against Fate, and 2 more story arcs are planned but have not been revealed as of yet. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot is available for PS4, Xbox One, PC, and Nintendo Switch. The PS5 and Xbox Series XS editions launch January 13th, 2023. So publisher Square Enix and developer Tri-Ace have released a new trailer for Star Ocean The Divine Force dubbed Mission Report Number 5, The Final Report. The trailer introduces new party members Theo Klemrath and JJ. New characters King Asarius Reimbout, Nyan Kaizal, Emperor Beholder Il-Vile, and Bennett Maudsley. Boss battles, enemy weak points, enemy parts destruction, and the Denmore Cave. If you would like to check out this, I did retweet it over on the JRPG Report Twitter. And Star Ocean The Divine Force is due out for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC via Steam on October 27th worldwide. The Pokemon Company and developer Game Freak have revealed a new 15-minute trailer for Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet, plus new details and screenshots introducing the player profile app, TM machine, picnics, and a new Pokemon, Farigiraf. The profile app is where you can see what you've achieved during your adventures, such as how many badges you've gathered, how far along you are with completing the Pokedex, and even the number of sandwich recipes that you have discovered. It also shows the Pokemon you're currently traveling with, and you can set a profile picture using just the right combination of outfits, hairstyles, poses, and filters as well. Try making a profile that is uniquely you. By selecting Hide Info from your adventure records, you can view your profile photo in its entirety. So for those of you who don't know, a technical machine, or TM for short, is a tool that allows Pokemon to learn new moves. In these titles, there is a piece of equipment installed at every Pokemon Center called a TM machine, which allows trainers to make their own TMs. TMs can be made using League points and materials dropped by wild Pokemon after battle. LP can be obtained as you advance through the story or by trading in materials from Pokemon. Find moves you want your Pokemon to learn at the TM machine and try making a TM. The selection of TMs available for you to make grows as you continue on your adventure. A single TM can only be used once, but if you have enough LP and the right materials from a Pokemon, you can make as many as you like using the TM machine. Think carefully about what moves you want your Pokemon to have, though, in their strategic arsenal. You can have picnics almost anywhere when out exploring the region's vast wilderness. Picnics allow you to spend leisure time with your Pokemon, and you can change the designs of the tablecloth, cups, water bottles, and other picnic items to create an arrangement of your liking. When you start a picnic, your party Pokemon as well as the legendary Pokemon accompanying you, either Korodon or Miraidon, will come out and gather around. You can choose your favorite filters and take photos during picnics while you're out exploring, and filters are a great way to add a trendy flair to your photos. You can also make all kinds of sandwiches at the picnic. Before you begin making your sandwich, you'll choose which fillings and condiments you'd like to use, as well as a sandwich pick that'll help hold it all together. Once you're ready, you'll arrange the ingredients on your bread, stacking them carefully. If you don't balance them properly, you might accidentally cause your ingredients to topple over or fall off the bread entirely. Arrange them skillfully, though, and you just might create a culinary masterpiece. When your Pokemon eat sandwiches, not only will their HP be restored, but the meal may impart some effects that will become handy on your adventures. Try making all sorts of sandwiches in all sorts of ways. Mix ingredients to achieve unique flavors and try to create something visually striking, or simply use as many ingredients as possible and stack them as high as you can. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet are due out for Switch November 18th. So some news from Atlas. Atlas plans to improve the Soul Hackers 2 experience for all players with an update for the game. The Soul Hackers 2 patch will add some new features designed to make crawling dungeons less of a crawl, as well as to speed up battles. The update should arrive in a few weeks or sometime early November 2022. In the news post announcing the Soul Hackers 2 patch, Atlas detailed some of the changes it has planned. The main addition is the dash function. This speeds up Ringo's movement in dungeons so she and the party can cover more ground. The dash function is a toggle that can be set anytime. It also accompanies an adjustment to one of Milady's summoner skills, Assassin's Stride. Previously, the skill increased movement speed temporarily during exploration. Following the patch, it'll cause enemies to ignore Ringo for a set distance. Second, the Soul Hackers 2 patch adds a speed-up mode to battle. This speeds up combat animations. Other adjustments include tweaks to the loading screen tips, changes to on-screen prompts shown during the soul level increase to reduce instances of accidental input, adjustments to the enemy spawn rates in dungeons, and the ability to move directly to shops from the city map screen. Lastly, the patch adds 4 new demons to fuse and use: Pixie, Neko Shogun, Itavaris, and Isis. The update lands early November 2022. Soul Hackers 2 is available on PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S. And like I said, kind of a short news 2 weeks. There hasn't been too much out, but this is the last story that we have for you. The double Kickstarter campaign for Armed Fantasia and Penny Blood has come to a successful close. Backers pledged a total of 379,328,385 yen over the course of the crowdfunding campaign, which ended September 30th, 2022. This number was against an initial goal of 100 million yen. At current exchange rates, that's just over 2.6 million USD against an initial goal of about 690,000 USD. The studios revealed some in-progress footage ahead of the campaign's final push. The Kickstarter campaign began August 30th, 2022 and ended September 30th, 2022. All in all, 17,920 backers donated to the campaign. Based on the Kickstarter page, the most popular tiers for backing the campaign amounted to pre-orders of the digital or physical editions of both games. The combo digital deal went for 11,000 yen, which is about $80, and the combo physical deal went for 15,200 yen, or about 110 USD. Those backers will eventually receive copies of both games. Notably, at least 3 backers pledged more than 1 million yen, about 7,500 USD. The highest tier pledge that includes a meeting with the dev teams. Armed Fantasia developer Wild Bunch Productions and Penny Blood developers Studio Wild Rose and Yukikaze reached all advertised stretch goals for both games. The stretch goals included console versions of both games, New Game Plus mode across both games, card minigames, costume and weapon swapping between games, and mascot swapping. The stretch goals also unlock game-specific content like the animated intro for Armed Fantasia and a post-ending novel for Penny Blood, and additional features and content. Penny Blood and Armed Fantasia are in development for PC, Xbox Series X and S, PS, and PS5. Penny Blood has a release window of spring 2025, though Armed Fantasia does not have a window as of yet. And with that, I believe that is going to about do it for this week's episode of the JRPG Report. Again, sorry, it's a short but sweet episode, but I'm working with what I got. If you would like to find us on social media, you can find us at facebook.com/JRPG Report, or you can find us over on Twitter, where I am much more active at JRPG Report. If you would like to support the show, which would mean an absolute ton, you can join the Patreon, which is patreon.com/JRPG Report, and be like one of these wonderful people: Kim C, Jake W, Jordan K, Kularian, Taylor F, and Master Loot. You all rock. Absolutely rock. And if you would like to hear more of me, you can check me out on the Steam Machine podcast, a bi-weekly PC gaming show, and Yaps Pod, yet another BS podcast, which is just me and my buddy shooting the bull for 2 to 3 hours. And that's going to about do it for this week's episode of the JRPG Report. Hopefully things are back on schedule to be on normal time again, but life has a weird way of throwing things at you, so we will see. But hopefully next week we will be back with another episode, and until then, everyone, get back out there and level up.